Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How I'm supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus's and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of the town. And Hotep and done.
You know what makes shit super spooky? When everything's just fucking quiet. That's what makes things super spooky. The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good afternoon, Hoteps. And welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. I'm your host at Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
I'm telling y'all right now, if you ain't in a Telegram group before, you're not going to be a part of Hotepistan. You're not a part of it. I'm telling you right now, you better get your chips together. And I ain't talking about Elon chips. Hold up. I'm eating. Yeah, I think this is... I had a snack earlier, but this is the first meal of the day. Shout out to Rue. What up, Rue? Tell Grandma I said what up. Mark, what up? Dr. Feel Good. Pause. Dre, what up, man? Steph, Don Day, I see y'all. Protocol, I see you. Protocol, you DJing? You DJing Grifties? I think Protocol DJing the Grifties this year.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
What up, K? Shout out to K. Much love to K. K, did you fix your Retro Neon over there on Rumble? K, did you fix your affiliate link? Got to fix your affiliate link so it's shorter. Lord have mercy. Y'all mind if I finish eating? Cause I might black out today. I'm like, I don't want to, but I feel like I might snap today. Shout out to Protocol. Protocol DJing. Just sending a Loki in the chat. We live. What up, Loki? Gotta power my brain. Gotta power my brain. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna take my flow pill. Get my flow on. In the meantime, let's pull this up. Where is it? Oh, I think Unc sent it to me last night. We covered this on the show last night. Patreon.com/Hotep has been told you. For another episode of Hotep has been told you. Let's put this on the screen and show you the latest and latest cutting edge technology. Let's go to the tape while I eat.
The joy of connecting with your loved ones, browsing the web, or even playing games using only your thoughts. This is made possible by placing a small, cosmetically invisible implant.
I don't like the voice. I don't like the music. It sounds like a commercial from a dystopian movie, like, I don't know, Total Recall or something like that. That's what it sounds like.
Implant in a part of your brain that plans movements. The device is designed to interpret your neural activity so you can operate a computer or a smartphone by simply thinking about moving. No wires or physical movement are required. By participating in the PRIME study, you'd be helping to redefine the boundaries of human capability. If you've been living with quadriplegia from a spinal cord injury or with ALS, you may qualify for the PRIME study. We'd love to share more with you and get you on board. Visit our website today to learn more and to submit your application. We'll be supporting you with a dedicated team at every step on this revolutionary journey. Your courage and contribution could significantly shape the future of interaction and independence, not just for you, but for countless others.
Oh man, hold on. Rumble never got the update. Hold on. We're not connected on Rumble. Let me fix that. I don't know why. I thought I put this in there. Did I? Let me see. Oh, no, I didn't. All right. There you go, Rumble. Oh, excuse me. All right. So, yeah, I just fixed Rumble. My bad. Thank you for the heads up, Kay. Kay just texted me and told me. You know, where's my flow? Do I got any more in here? I got 2 pills left in this bottle. I'm going to have to find another bottle of flow. Need to find another bottle of flow. We need a chill pill. That's what the fuck I need. And I just dropped the motherfucker. Oh my God. Hold on. I just dropped my pill. Oh my God. And you know how stuff like it falls and the shit probably like is downstairs now. Cause you know how like you lose shit and it just ends up 25 feet away for no apparent reason at all. Oh, there it is. See? Just all out the way. All out the way. All right, let's get down to business. We've wasted enough time. Descendant Loki, we're not 10, but 20 gifted memberships. Shout out Descendant Loki. Now, obviously, we're talking about Elon's brain chip. And yesterday was the big announcement that they finally found somebody that they want to put this chip in. And then this morning I was contemplating, what is the Grift Report going to be about today? What are we going to talk about today? And my mind flashed across Neuralink a bunch of different times. And then I did something I haven't done in ages. Like, it has to be at least a decade since I've done this. And what I did was I went to this website that many of you are familiar with called the Drudge Report. For the first time in years, I went to the Drudge Report and I said, let's see what they got. And right there at the top, it says Franken Musk, human gets Neuralink implant. And I go, Franken Musk. Wow. Okay. Now we know that Drudge Report has been identified as opposition, leftist opposition to be exact, some time ago. Which brought me to a theory. Okay. How do I string this together? So this would be quite similar to the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine. It's very similar. It's very similar, where people are apprehensive about a thing. They roll it out under Trump. They say, no, 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 no. It comes out. Trump's out of office. Then they're like, yeah. Right? So I'm noticing it's just pushback mostly from the left. As it should be. Because usually, the left is on point, or used to be on point with identifying problems coming from the Illuminati, lizard men, or the oligarchs. They used to be on point. They've fallen off since the emergence of, since the destruction of Occupy Wall Street, which led to the emergence of Black Lives Matter. So then I began thinking. And I started thinking about your boy Elon Musk. And I said, man, this beast is very clever. Let's back up a little bit here. Let's back up just a little bit. I want to go back to the good old days. Back to when YouTube was great. Make YouTube great again. Remember when you go on YouTube and find all the great conspiracy theory videos? Like all of them. All of them. All the good ones. And then YouTube got bought out and then it just turned into just censorship everywhere. But you could find a lot of good information on YouTube back in the day. And one thing that always stuck out during that era was the chip. Everybody was concerned about the RFID chip, the chip. And that was the big thing we were waiting for. It was the digital currency and the chip. The digital currency and the chip. The digital currency is not here yet, but the chip's here. Well, the digital currency is technically here. Let me take that back. So we got the digital currency and the chip here. Right? Now, Alex Jones was on top of the whole digital currency chip thing many, many years ago. Probably ahead of most of us. Okay? And he warned us about the chip and the digital currency. And the people that I believe would have the most pushback against something like a digital currency and a chip, I would expect to be right-wingers, the red whites, who have all but fallen off in recent years. I mean, just fell off a cliff. They're doing so well, at least I thought they were. And they've been compromised. The red whites have been compromised. The influences of the right wing have been compromised. And some people have been directly compromised and some people have been indirectly compromised. And you know what happened, yo? You know what's funny is some people are actually afraid of Elon. Matter of fact, I can show you an example of this right now in real time. Watch this. I'm going to go to my tweet and I'm going to show you exactly how people think about this and how genius the design is from the oligarch class. All right. So I put this tweet out. Cat Williams, blank stare. I said, they rolled out the chip, and none of y'all going to say anything? Like, it's just eerily quiet. And then I got this response from somebody. Where is it? Hold on. A lot of good responses in here, by the way. Here we go, right here. Ms. Portia. Of course, it would be a woman. Ms. Portia says, hell nah, I like my ex account. Thank you, Mr. Musk. So this is the first rung. We got several rungs that have been compromised. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to start at the hoi polloi. The hoi polloi. The hoi polloi are the first group of people compromised. This is what makes the design genius. That they've compromised the everyday right-winger, the conservative, the red-white, a.k.a. the reactionary movement. Because you could roll out the last step of the Illuminati control mechanism, the Illuminati control design, and people will respond and say, hell no, I like to have my ex account. Thank you, Mr. Musk. Moments like this, if it weren't for Hotepistan, I would be extremely black-pilled. If it weren't for the other responses in my feed, we're going to look at some of the other responses in my feed, but I would be extremely black-pilled. So what happened with the control design? Well, it's quite simple. What they did was they installed the puppeteer, Elon Musk, at the helm of, well, let's go back further into the story. So first they persecute and prosecute the reactionary movement, the right-wingers, so-called conservatives. They persecute them to the point of desperation. We want our accounts back. Then they swap leaders. And when they swap leaders, they bring a sense of so-called freedom to the platform. A sense of what they call free speech to the platform. Although not freedom of reach, you have freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach, which is whatever. And everybody bites. Everybody's like, yay, freedom. And I'm looking like, huh? I want the old Twitter back, sidebar. I don't know what happened with the algorithm, but the algorithm before Elon was great compared to the algorithm now. The algorithm now is just utterly trash. It just disrespects me. Okay, it just absolutely disrespects me. The new algorithm has me being reposted by Jamel Hill. That's how terrible this new algorithm is. There was a time period in between when there was a transition period and the left and Elon was taking over where the algorithm was free and I was getting a huge reach, and now nothing. I can't say nothing. It just, So anyway, I want to change subjects before I go off on that tangent. So Elon takes over, promises everybody free speech. Say what you want. You can do all the race baiting on the platform, find all the little violent videos you want on the platform, monetize your little account, get the Elon bucks, and everybody's fucking excited. But this is what you call being bought. This is what's called selling out. What you see on your screen right here is called selling out. when you sell your soul, you sold out. Absolutely sold out. Sold out. For a Twitter account. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Shows you how much control they have over people. Anyway. So, excuse me. So Elon takes over, freedom of speech, everybody's happy. And I might as well bring this up on the screen while I'm thinking about it. It keeps popping in my head and causing me to have a brain fart because I keep thinking about this. So I might as well just and Jonah's not going to let me talk about this. Wait, no, it wasn't him. Hold on. So there's this, here it is. It's this quote, which is attributed to Albert Pike. I'm not sure if we can verify it or not. The fact of the matter is it has existed for an extremely long time. Here it is. And it says, whenever the people need a hero, we shall supply him. So remember I said this whole thing started with the persecution. Persecution leads to desperation and a desire for a hero. So they installed Elon Musk as the hero. And people bought. People bought. They bought in. Elon's our hero. Let's go back. Hold on. And they bought it hook, line, and sinker. It didn't take much effort at all for Elon to become their leader. Now, in the meantime, I'm looking at the moves that Elon's making. I said, he's going out of space. He's beaming internet around the world. He's got the autonomous vehicles. It's that's another thing. That's another thing. Everybody's laughing about all these companies losing, EV and climate change. And I'm like, yo, y'all cool with the EV dude, like the number one EV dude. Y'all talk shit about EVs, but y'all love Tesla. Some of them make fun of Tesla. So what did he buy? When Elon bought Twitter, he didn't buy Twitter. What Elon bought was silence. And that's what I came here to say. That's what I started this stream with. And that's what I wanted to say. He bought your silence. Elon purchased silence. So people said, if Elon doesn't run Twitter, or if he does run Twitter, I can't talk bad about him because, for whatever reason, right? Mostly because it's unpopular. It's unpopular amongst the red whites. But Elon purchased silence. Then, so that's the first group. That's the group you see here. Then you got the next group. The next group are people who were purchased with attention. Elon will retweet him. He'll reply to him. But what he did was he identified all of the people who are potential dissidents, people who are influencers and call things out that they see that are wrong in society, and he brought them closer to him so that when shit hit the fan, they wouldn't be talking bad about him. He bought all the biggest voices. He bought all the biggest voices. And I hate to say it, but He bought my boy too. I gotta talk to Alex Jones. He bought my boy Alex Jones. You know. And that was a clever move. He let Alex Jones back on the platform, and by doing so, bought his silence. Remember I said it started the persecution and then the freedom? The key is to not living a victim's life. Where is Alex Jones on the chip? Alex, you my boy. Where are you on this chip, bro? You the one that told me about the chip, Alex. But Alex's hands are tied behind his back. I understand. It's business. It's business. It's a product of being persecuted and prosecuted. So Alex can't talk. He can't say anything about Elon because Elon had cut him off. And after those lawsuits, Alex can't afford to not make this money that Twitter's bringing him. So like I said, people weren't bought. Silence was bought. InfoWars had an article yesterday. I don't want no article. I want Alex to say it. I want Alex to say, Elon, chill the fuck out. He's talking about it now in the show. Say less. Let's go there right now. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
It's pretty freaky. So that was my idea, and I have a few other comments about some other topics if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you provide the info on the kid that the African Americans curb stomped yesterday, and provide the information about?
You know, that's a great search. When I put that out, going off the Alex Jones war site, that's not ours. They thought it was another story, but it looks like it wasn't that story. And so it's a real video, but we're trying to figure that out. The search is going on. Elon Musk has requested us to find out. He commented on the video. And I probably spent an hour last night and 30 minutes this morning trying to find it. What do you think we should do?
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to search it all night last night. I can't find any more information about it.
Well, that's because there's so many of these videos. I found like dozens of other similar cases. And I can't even link them up. We found one that might be it, but it's not it.
And then
that video's got like what 30 million views right now on Real Alex Jones.
This is what they worried about.
Terrible. I mean, it's sad. These,
this is what they worried about.
Generation has to get a hold of themselves and stop this madness. It's being, like you said, it's being promoted in the media, and it's disgusting.
All right, what's the other point?
New York City.
You see what I'm saying, y'all? You see what I'm saying? The woke right strikes again. They worried about that video of kids beating somebody up. They spent hours on this?
Alex and Dorletta and Jefferson and Gene and Steve.
Where is it on the front page? This need to be front page, front and center on InfoWars. Elon's brain chip, the beginning of the end. That's what needs to be on the front of this page.
So just spill it, say it. I'll try to. And by the way, I sound obnoxious when a caller starts saying something. When I go, oh yeah, this is that. I'm not trying to.
But everybody's hunting down. Everybody's hunting down the woke right story of a bunch of kids. Joe Allen talked about it. Shout out to Joe Allen.
Into it. I need you to be part of it. And it's the war game, the social credit score, the ESG, the central bank digital currency to control every facet of your life. It is the mark of the beast. It is here. It's all happening. All right, we're going to go to break, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. All right. He called it the mark of the beast. I'm happy with that.
Stay with us. We'll be right.
He called the chip the mark of the beast. Alex Jones has been exonerated.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I thought I was going to have to kill that soundbite. But anyway. So thank you for that. Thank you for saving my friend Alex from this wrath I was about to breathe down on him and InfoWars. Because he's the one that told me about it. So if anybody going to talk about this chip, it need to be Alex. So silence was purchased amongst the grifter class. Silence was purchased amongst the grifter class. And nobody's saying anything. Nobody is saying anything about Elon's chip. Because they got to kiss Elon's ass. You know, I used to think about this stuff a lot. How would they roll out the chip? How would they? Well, what you do is you get the side that would complain the most about it and buy them out. Get them, purchase their silence. So when the thing rolls out, they won't complain. Because they all been bought and paid for. Either indirectly or directly. You think they want a chip too, Carlos? So they want a chip too, huh? No. I think some people want this shit. Road to hell is paved with good intentions, so they're going to say, it's on me now. So they're going to say, oh, it's for paraplegics and blind people and all this other stuff. And yeah, I hear you. That's how all this stuff starts out. All this stuff starts out with, I was trying to help somebody. Before you know it, it's mandatory to get one of these chips. Your Cbdc is connected to it. And now they're pumping woke thoughts inside your head. I was just a bit weirded out about this silence. You know, like you go in a room and it's just eerily silent. That's how I felt this morning. I logged on to Twitter and it was just eerily silent. Jimmy Dawes says already being tested in an illegal near you. They got a little more processing than they bargained for. Why not test the tracking system on people without constitutionally protected freedoms? Plus, they are out of black folks to test stuff on. Shout out to Jimmy Dawes. Velvet Door News says, and he had thousands of volunteers who signed up. It's almost time. Yep, there it goes. Senator Loki.
When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. When the chips are down, these...
Yep. So we got Joseph Jernigan. He says, I don't know why, but Jernigan sounds like you got to pause. Say pause after that name. Anyway, as soon as self-autonomous synths and AI chip people become a thing, there will be several cities, towns, maybe even states that ban those types of technologies within a territory. I personally will never voluntarily live in a place with that staining of our human nature. Yeah. Hotep with it says, folks was out here masked up riding solo in their cars, fighting in line for chicken sandwiches, marching for a crackhead. We been cooked. Yeah. Etscut said, I don't need to say anything. Hotep Jesus, all my mutuals know damn well that shit ain't natural and we shouldn't be doing it. What else is there to say? I'm still tuning in to see what you say about it today. Thank you. What happens when a Wi-Fi signal, TV remote control, light waves intertwine with the chip? See?
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
This is what happens when you just be high and just, do too much thinking. But he's right. He's pointing to something here. Now, it might not be your TV remote and a Wi-Fi signal, but he's on to something here with this. Now, the person says can't save people from themselves. Glenn Lawrence said they're too busy getting ready for their holy crusade against those red pill guys to notice. That's the other distraction on the timeline, the whole red pill thing. I see they're mad at Cori Bush. They're taking down all the black women. I told you they're going to take down black women under the Biden administration. Cori Bush is under fire for allegedly, no, she's being investigated. She's being investigated because she paid her husband to handle her security detail. I think it's going to be a huge nothing burger. There's nothing really there. The way the law is stated, it has to be comparable in price. But the way security works is it's a really big range. It's a really big range. So it's going to be really, really hard to prove unless she was just like really wilding out with the budget. It's going to be really hard to prove that she did anything wrong. If you are paralyzed and this allows you to walk, you would strongly consider it, right? So this is the psyop at work right here. This is the psyop at work right here. This is the mind that has been compromised. Of course I would. Of course I would. Duh. That's not the point we're making. That's not, of course, if you say, yo, Hotep, you can't walk, put this brain chip in your head, you want to walk? All right, fuck it. I want to walk again. They told me I couldn't feel my nuts again, but you know what I mean? They give me the brain chip, I could feel my nuts again. All right, give me the brain chip. But that's not my concern. My concern is the silence that was bought. The silence that was bought and paid for. People's capitulation. That is my issue. Gigi said, not touching it. See? Silence was bought. 80% would sign up today if you gave them a couple $100. This is true. Maybe when 2.0 drops, they still got to work out the kinks and the host possibly chewing their hands off. Lord have mercy. If you want to get on the phone lines, text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. Blackmail First said everyone's favorite Satan worshiper is doing it, so it's okay. Exactly. Ostrich butter. I've been saying things for a long time, but it all depends on the person receiving the information. There are three classes of people: those who see when they are shown, and those who do not see. Kelsey Stewart said, I've got nothing to say about anything these days. You can't make this stuff up. Sit back, prepare, and wait. This guy says, been thinking about it for years. Musk gained more than any billionaire during the pandemic. Billionaires got stupid paid during the pandemic. This person says, I'm better off keeping my mouth shut and just observe. Again, remember I was talking about that silence? This person says they're already in line for pre-order. This guy says, ain't nothing to say. We not getting it en masse. Oh, yeah? Okay. You keep believing that. Here's another one. Here's another compromised mind. If it can help paralyzed people walk or the blind see again, I'm cool with it. Yeah, I know. Of course you would be. That's part of the design. That's part of the control design. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Tweets X Drug says, why say anything when some prefer to carry their chip in their hands? I never liked this argument. People say, hey, you know, you're concerned about the chip, you know, but you're walking around with one as your phone. I never really liked this, although it sounds witty. But when you're talking about putting something inside the body, now we're talking about something completely different. This is not those two things. You're connecting to the brain. This is, yeah. See, the thing is with the phone is I could put it down. I could toss it in the river. I could jailbreak it. I could hack it. Probably could hack the brain chip too, but That's another story for another day. But the phone is optional. Once you put that shit in your brain, ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back. Ain't no redeeming quality. AI is the modern version of the golem from what? Ancient Jewish folklore. I don't know about ancient Jewish folklore. I have no idea. I'll get into it one day. I'll get into Jewish folklore one day and find out what this golem is about. I'm sure Jonah knows about it. They said this is kids in 15 years. Yeah. So this is where we're headed. Right? And it's no surprise that we have, like I said last night, it's about BBLs and brain chips. BBLs and brain chips. I said that. Patreon.com/Hotep's Been Told You for that extra episode of Hotep's Been Told You. But I said it last night. BBLs and brain chips. And that's what this is all about. When you started having women going into the room and getting all these operations, especially the trans operations, normalizing that, you're not far off from being attached to the machine. Transhumanism. Transhumanism starts with trans folk. Here we got another one. Assembly line. Yeah. WEF News says as long as it's Elon or Trump, we're good. Like I said, they did the same thing with Trump. Rolled out the vax. DJ says, I'm more shocked that most Christians are silent. When Reason Fell says the man with nearly 5,000 Starlink satellites in orbit has begun implanting microchips into human brains. Sounds like the starting premise of a dystopian sci-fi novel. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it. That's exactly it right there. Why does it do that? Why does it bring me back to the top? I hate new Twitter, yo. I hate new Twitter. All right, where were we? There's a nice little conspiracy theory here. He says inner demons can be helpful. Use your demons to your advantage. And it has this little spooky photo here. And this guy's alluding to something here. Inner demons, because they be tapping into the brain, putting thoughts in there. I'm not going to speculate on what's going to happen with these people. Mostly because I don't like speaking bad into their air too much. But good luck to them. Hope nothing crazy happens. This guy says, not looking good for humanity. He said you can't get into heaven with your soul trapped in a matrix. Oh, that's fire.
This a real Hotep
That's fire
brother.
right there. I like that. Been speaking about this for years. Even Trump's warned us about this 25 years ago. Sheep gonna be sheep. He said a lot of folks don't know what the fuck is going on right now. That's true. But I'm talking about the people that do know. Chip implants are demonic. Taylor Swift has their brains. Bishop says it's not their first brain implant, just the first for the public to know about. The part that bothers me is having my internal thoughts policed by assholes. The goal of law enforcement is to create an environment conducive with the expression of latent criminality. Now here's my favorite meme is this one right here. Got the Wojak in there. Bill Gates, let's make more vaccines. And they cry and go, no, you will put microchips in our bodies and track us. Elon Musk, I will literally put a microchip in your brain. Laugh my ass off nice. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at on it. Neuralink will disturb the communication between the brain and the higher mind. I like that, Jay.
This a real Hotep brother.
Yeah, you don't know what the fuck this shit is doing, man. You right about that, man. You are right about that. Nailed it. Nailed it. But this is the meme right here. This is the hypocrisy that I'm talking about. When it was Bill, everybody had a problem. But it's their boy, Elon. I can't wait to go see Joe Rogan again. Be like, yo, your boy Elon tripping, bro. I'm gonna tell him. He tripping. Yeah, I don't see the point in it. I'd rather have a little AI helper drone to remember shit for me or Google shit for me. Why on earth would get them to shove it in your brain? Yeah. 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 So again, I ask, why is everybody so silent? Because they are bought and paid for. Not entirely parallel, but the client product monitors your senses. Yeah, it's going to collect a lot of data, do a lot of brain mapping. Watching someone see your brain. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can just like grab a joint, get high, and everything you think and speculate about this entire story is a potential. Is potentially true. Absolutely potentially true. Whatever you speculate is a possibility. You said what? 6G won't work without the chip? See? You do this all day. The financial gains, though, the has versus the have-nots. See, now that's what's now that's what that's where I see this going, where you're gonna lose a competitive advantage, right? Like where you won't be able to get a job, you won't be able to keep up in school, et cetera, because everybody else around you has the brain chip and they're calculating at all types of speeds. So it's kind of like, oh, you have to go get the chip just to compete. I think the first thing, though, the first iteration before we get to that level is probably going to be a situation where, you know, you can watch a movie in your head. You know, convenience. Convenience is always the first easy selling point. Convenience. Let's sell the people convenience. And people will line up for this stuff. Like that new, like the new Apple device, that creepy AR one. That shit creepy as hell. Man versus AI powered mind. Yeah, exactly. People will be talking through their minds. Maybe. He did mention something about telepathy and all of this. What the hell? Yo, people be wilding, yo. Put it together. Elon has the satellites, the brain chip, and X, formerly Twitter. The Twitter purchase was to promote free speech. What bigger tool than X to acquire diverse opinions to feed the AI? He's sus as fuck. All right, you're close to Reek, but again, when he purchased it, what he purchased was silence. That's the takeaway from today's stream. When he purchased Twitter, he purchased people's silence. I just, when I think of Elon, I think of Skynet. That's what I think of. Skynet. So, what does it say? Skynet is a revolutionary artificial intelligence system built by Cyberdyne Systems for SAC NORAD. Defense network computers, new and powerful, hooked into everything, trusted to run it all. They got it. They say it got smart, a new order of intelligence. Saw all humans as a threat, began nuclear war. No, I'm not worried about that. That's the fiction side of the sci-fi. What I'm talking about are the capabilities of Skynet. Let me see if I can get a description here. I saw a decent one. My eyes skimmed past one. Saw it a few moments ago. AI stealth bombers, unmanned, Skynet funding bill passed the United States Congress, removing human decisions from strategic defense, becoming self-aware, not worried about that. I'm more worried about the capabilities, right? So, all right, so watch this. So we have the Terminator, right? And then we have, like, it's almost like they're trolling. Because then you got this thing. You got the Tesla bot, right? So it's the combination of all things. It's not just the brain chip. It's not just what is Elon's network of satellites called? Starlink, Skynet. So Terminator, it's about Skynet. Everything is run by the machines. And he's literally developing the Terminator bot right here. Plus the brain chip. Plus the autonomous cars from iRobot. Like, he's got everything. And you know what it is when you want to hide something from somebody, you hide it right in front of their face. You put it right in front of their nose. When you say, yo, you know he's building Skynet, people go, oh, wow, what do you mean he's building Skynet? He's being open about it. It's right there. It's so obvious that you would think that it can't be real because it's right there in front of your face. You think, no, there's no way this could be bad, because why would they be so open about it? But that's the best place to hide it, right in front of your face. And your everyday person to go, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Better be the conspiracy theorist than not. Neuralink, SpaceX, Starlink, Tesla, and X, aka the Everything app, says Kamar Daniel. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of tech is disturbing your connection to the higher mind. This is true. That's why you gotta turn the Wi-Fi off in your house when you go to bed. I notice when I put my phone on airplane mode, I get a lot better sleep. I always put my phone on airplane mode when I go to sleep. But he's literally got everything. And people are like, no, it's okay. And again, I'm not scared. I am just absolutely speechless. I don't know if you guys can tell today, but today I've been just at a loss for words. At the silence. And not because I didn't expect the silence. I fully expected the silence. It's just different when you actually, when you theorize something, then you experience it. It's just like, wow. You're witnessing it happen. And it's much different than visualizing it happen. Seeing is just like, and everybody's just quiet. And it just feels really weird because I'm looking around and I'm like, y'all don't see this? Like, I know you see it. But again, it's the silence for me. It's the silence from all the media talking heads. And how it was clever to buy them all off. Get them to come, you reply to them, you boost them in the algorithm, you make sure they get paid a little extra in the Elon Bucks program. So when shit hits the fan and you release the brain chip or whatever, nobody says anything about you. So all the right-wing pundits have been bought and sold. And now here we are. Here we motherfucking are. Alex, man, say something, man.
After the Middle East is destroyed, they're going to move to another country and destroy that. And then
No, I hear you. It's a global government. We're up against it. I'm glad you're on top of it. Thank you, Gail. All right, Bert in FEMA Region 9. I guess that's on the West Coast. Go ahead.
A coup is coming.
Oh, my God. Let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. And I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are? Some kind of Hotep Jesus? Ooh,
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Goldstein on the check-in. What up, Goldstein?
What's happening?
What's happening, man?
Well, here we are. The Borg is coming.
Man, listen. Nigga. What is going on out here?
Well, I mean, shit. Listen, I'm just as fucking astounded by the silence myself. And of course, what you said is true, that you would expect the biggest criticisms to come from the red whites.
Right.
It's rooted in Christianity there. And Christianity is very, very adamantly opposed to putting shit in your head in the end times.
Yes.
But if you look at the landscape of today, like just look at the political landscape of this country for maybe the past 2-3 years, maybe even longer, I'm more surprised that the left hasn't said anything, because they have been beating Elon's head in every chance they get.
Right.
So the left-wing media silence is a little bit more disconcerting to me than the right-wing media silence, because you can pinpoint their shit. Like you said, they've been bought off.
Yeah.
And you could kind of see that coming over the course of since he's owned Twitter, and maybe even longer.
Yeah.
But for the left-wing media, what's going on there? Because every chance they got, they were kicking this fool's head in on every little thing. And for them to be like, no, we're going to pass on this is weird.
Yes.
And I don't even think it's because they agree with him on it so much. Like, yeah, we want this, because why not even say that?
Right.
So that right there is the weirdest shit to me, is left-wing pundits silence.
Well, the reason why I expected more from the right than the left is because I consider Elon of the left. He's a Democrat. He said so himself, right? So I look at this as being a left-wing creation that bought right-wing silence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't expect the left, although Drudge Report, which is a leftist organization, they did have it front and center, right? Nobody else, if I typed in news right now, right? If I typed in news, nobody's talking about it, right? And that's part of this silence I was talking about. And not only that, but they brought out all the distractions. Cory Bush, Iran, Biden, all of this stuff. So when you even go, if you just hit news, or I go to Google News, it's all about Biden. There's nothing about this chip, right? But again, I saw this as, leftists, communists, basically creating this and then using right-wing people. Because remember, Elon was all about the jab, and he was all about Biden. And then he wakes up one day and has an epiphany and becomes the leader of the right wing.
Right.
That's why
Crazy.
I didn't expect the left to say anything, because I thought this was their plot, and the right wing got bought out.
Right. And listen, I'm on record as saying I believe Donald Trump is the Antichrist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I also believe that Elon is in league with him. You know what I mean? He's the false prophet that'll fucking make everybody wonder after the beast with all his miracles and weird shit, man.
Yeah.
But it should be telling at this point, because there's an even bigger blind spot when it comes to Trump. Everything you just laid out about Elon, for the jab, left, Democrat voting for years, yada, yada. Same shit applies to Trump. But bigger blind spot there with the people on the right when it comes to Trump, because they'll throw Elon under the bus before they throw Trump under the bus, and Trump has the same fucking resume.
Okay.
So to me, that's a bigger indication that Trump is that dude than Elon being that dude, because he just has so many more people fucking conned. And you got to wonder, why? Because Trump's contribution to humanity hasn't even been as significant as Elon's. Because say what you want, this shit is scary and probably not good. More than likely, it's not good. But he has contributed in a variety of different ways to the betterment of society far more than a Donald Trump has. So you would think that he would be given the grace a little bit faster than a Trump has. But he's not. Either way it goes, neither one of these motherfuckers are any good for anyone. I implore everyone who can hear my voice today, first and foremost, don't get that chip. Do not get that goddamn chip under any circumstances. I don't care.
This a real Hotep brother.
Because truth be told, right, and I may sound kooky as shit, I don't even think the chip is real. I don't think the shit is real. I think that the shit is something that they will convince people is real in order for them to take another step in a very different and demonic direction. I don't even think that chip is real. But do not listen to these motherfuckers. Chip is real, don't get it. If the chip ain't real, don't let them trick you into thinking.
I wanna go down that rabbit hole really fast. That's a profound thought. The chip ain't real, right? So basically what you're saying is, and you're right, the chip doesn't have to be real. Just the announcement of it makes it real in people's minds. So that's enough right there. You roll it out in people's minds that the chip is real. You see how effective you were in purchasing people's silence. Nobody said anything, and now you're like ready to say, okay, we can move on to phase 2, 3, 4, and 5 easily, because they didn't even budge on this shit. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think this shit, it's gonna have the level of bullshit that they got cooked up for people's souls. It's not in the realm of microchips and all that other shit. This shit is ancient, magic type shit. You could be going in for that fucking Neuralink. They put you on a fucking hospital bed, put you out, cast all kinds of motherfucking shit on you. You wake up and you just think you have the chip, and you see a little different and you feel a little different. All the while, that shit ain't nothing but a fucking demon they done pumped in your ass. That's how I see it going. But I don't know. Like I said, this shit is old. This shit is ancient shit that we've been dealing with as humans on this planet. You know, I see silicon and all that other shit as being an inferior brand to what's really been going on for ages on this planet. But I think it's something material that people can wrap their head around. Because if they understood exactly what the fuck was going on, they wouldn't even be able to understand it. But this allows them, this brings them into some form of understanding as to what's about to happen with all these demonic motherfuckers, how they've been pulling levers for thousands of fucking years on this planet, getting ready for specific days and times, which we are currently living in. You know, and just on a practical level, even if you're not into all that other weird shit, right? Just on a practical level, we do understand as human beings, no matter how agnostic you are, that there's a certain part of us that we don't understand. Some people call it spirit. You can call it whatever you want, right? So I would think that this type of tech, quote unquote, should be considered a no-go just on the fact that there's a significant part of us that we don't understand how it works. We get how the heart works, we get how the lungs work, we don't get how any of that shit works. So why would you then start fucking with it?
Right.
Or why would you allow a dude like this to start fucking with it?
Right.
Where's your testing? I want to see your paperwork and your testing on that aspect. It doesn't even exist. There is none. So just on a practical level, people should just have an aversion to this. But I don't know.
Shit crazy, man. Shit crazy. Like I said, real eerie hearing the silence. Real eerie hearing the silence, man.
I want to hear Jonah.
Yeah, I can't wait for Jonah to get on here. He's going to snap. We're going to get Strong Dad in here, and we're going to get Jonah in next, man. Appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir, man.
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
We're going to get Strong Dad in here next, y'all. What is this? Elon Musk is laying the groundwork and building the template for the U.S. and other globalists to follow. Digital money services, biotechnology, data collection, AI tech, energy manipulation, surveillance tech. If you think this won't be turned against you, you are asleep at the wheel. Whether he's doing it in good faith is irrelevant. The elites are paying close attention. Ain't nobody saying nothing, yo. Usually, like, this, I post a tweet to, nobody's saying, like, regular people are just afraid. People are afraid of, I think they're afraid of the algorithm. They're like, I don't want to say nothing because I need my reach. And I'm afraid of being blackballed. What? The fuck this got to do with anything?
Call from
Strong Dad, what up, man?
What up? I'm going to keep my language kosher because I'm in a Christian bookstore right now.
You said what?
Can you hear me?
Nah, what'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said I got to keep my language kosher because I'm in a Christian bookstore.
Okay. What's good with him?
Well, so this Neuralink, I mean, didn't anybody watch the interview with Joe Rogan that Elon did? He talked about when he come up with it. He told us. This is right on schedule.
What'd he say?
He said that he was looking at a 5 to 10 year window. He said we should be at it pretty soon. The only thing I'm trying to hold him to is he said I'll test it on myself before I test it on anyone else as soon as it's FDA approved.
I do remember him say that. Yeah.
Yeah. He also said, listen, when it comes to tech stuff, I feel like before I even look for what's the distraction, I should just go back 10 years to my YouTube history and see what I was watching then.
Word.
They were talking about this. This is not a surprise. But what I want to talk about with the Neuralink is what I actually believe it is. First of all, the Neuralink is real. It's real. Let's not play games. Now, is it real for the elites or real for us? That's a different question. But it does exist. It does exist. And as we know with tech, whenever they release it, it's already been there for a minute. So it's probably already very operational on levels that none of us understand. That's the first part. I do believe that this, if it were to be released to the public, it would be to gather source data collection so that they could do a thorough mapping out of the human mind to replicate consciousness. I know we had to talk about this before, where you said you don't think they can replicate consciousness itself, and I agree. I think that this will be their attempt to replicate what would be its replicant form. If it's going to pretend to have a moral dilemma before.
I get what you're saying. You're basically saying it's gonna study the brain, so then you can take what they think the brain is and then put it into the AI.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. What does all of the things that we're worried about, as far as its capability, its reach, and all of these things. These are issues that they have right now. These are things that they can't fix. They can barely fix the self-driving car issue. So this right here is going to fill in a lot of technological gaps, and a 1 to 2 year length of time worth of information gathered in a day is going to push them. It's going to push them ahead of schedule multiple years.
Yeah.
So that's what I really see this actually is, and not only that, but it's probably a better way to manipulate us indirectly. I know that the thought is that they're going to try to manipulate us, from within. But imagine if they map out our brains well enough that they can affect us from without, never even having to be invasive, therefore never having to cross the political barrier, never having to outwardly say anything and be criticized in the public, right? What if they can beam the chemical changes into your mind via an ad when you're walking down the street? You know how like Minority Report, when he changed his eyes and the ads were all to that Asian dude or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine they're able to direct not just an ad, but a subconscious code within that ad that tells your body to do something outside of its normal parameters. And the only reason your body can do it is because we've broken the code. And that's what I think that they're really trying to do.
I agree. I think they're trying to break the code of the human mind. It's definitely part of the experiment.
Yeah. We're a marvel. It's God's creation, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to go out of their way to try to beat him to the revision. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they want a new man. And we're never going to see that. We're going to be dead. Our children will be dead. Their grandchildren will be old.
No, we're going to see it.
But
we're going to see it.
You think we're going to see it?
Yeah. You got to remember, with technology, the more advanced technology gets, the faster it advances. So the things you think you won't see in your lifetime, you will see in your lifetime.
Yeah. I'm not factoring that part in too.
You're talking about like if I'm 40, another 40 years from now, like 90% of y'all gonna be brain chip. I'm gonna be sitting on my porch looking at all these brain chip people running around.
Yeah. They in order
40
to
years
break,
is plenty enough time to
that,
chip everybody.
We're already biohacking so much. People are already biohacking themselves. So, it stands to reason. You remember CRISPR? That when that was the popular thing, people were talking about the gene editing.
Oh, the gene
CRISPR,
editing shit? Okay.
The gene, They were talking about like genetically modified babies, and everyone was scared, like, oh, they're going to have elite babies and all this. Do you think that like, I had to ask the person who thinks that was just a moment in time to scare people. Do you really think that that's what that was? Because this to me sounds like the next iteration of that. There's just so many things that, and shout out to Goldstein for having the ethereal mind when it comes to this being the mark of the beast and these things, because I definitely believe that there's a spiritual aspect to this, even if that is not it. The spiritual warfare that will come up from man changing in this way is going to be, we don't even know what it's going to be. Let's just be honest. We don't know what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
That's something we can't measure. When the ancients looked forward ahead of time, spiritually, we are pretty much in the same place. We're pretty much in the same place. Maybe the ideas are bigger, but they could never factor in for technology that is invasive to the human mind. And I think that's going to be where we diverge into a completely different future. And I don't know if I'm here or not for it, but I guess I'm going to be here anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
nah, good thoughts, man. Good thoughts, man.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. But anyway, much love, y'all. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Jonah, get your funky ass in here. Jonah, call in. Let me play this video while we wait for Jonah.
Look, I am not stupid, you know. They cannot make things like that yet.
Not yet. Not for about 40 years.
See? 40 years. 2024. Sarah Connor. We are in that time. This is crazy. This is crazy. And nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. I went on Rumble and I looked at the homepage on Rumble. Look, let's look at the homepage on Rumble. Look, I'm going to look at the homepage on Rumble. Show me where on this page do y'all see anything about Elon's chip. That's Bolster Sports. Categories. All right, here's the picks. Who they got for picks? Okay. Nothing. What is this? I think this is gaming. This is who's live right now. Sports, viral, power slap, podcast. The only thing you see up here, you see right there, Hotep Jesus. Nobody else is talking about this. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this isn't the story of the day. Maybe it's not the story of the day. Jordan airstrikes, Taylor Swift.
Call from
Jonah.
Jonah, what you got for us, man?
Nothing. Man, I've said it before. The brain ain't shit. It's not a distraction.
Say what?
The brain chip is the distraction.
The brain chip is the distraction?
Yeah.
So what we got to worry about?
I'll get you to go to your DMs.
Go to my DMs. Hold on.
Yeah. I dropped Albert Pike in there for you already.
Albert Pike Morals and Dogma PDF.
No. The next one that's just coming in now from the Rand Corporation.
Okay. Internet of Bodies. Hold on. Let's pull this up. All right. What's this talking about? Interconnected smart devices are increasingly available in the marketplace. All right. What am I looking at here?
The
Internet
chip
of Bodies.
is the distraction. They're just going to nanotech you. They're going to, the nanotech, they already have nanotech that crosses the brain barrier, allegedly. They're going to load you up with technology that will actually be used as a router, Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Enhances the signal. Now, I don't know if you've done this yourself, but ever since, over the last 3 years, if you go on and you start looking at Bluetooth options, you'll find a lot of random Bluetooths all over the place, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the people. So they're already putting shit into us, you know what I mean? Now, if you want to get really funky on it, so the guy who designed all these, all these, what's it called, the Morgellons tubes or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Charles Lieberman, the one from Harvard who was charged for being a Chinese asset. But again, too, I mean, it's all out there, right? Now, to be honest with you, I don't really worry about it too much because these people are fucking retards. So whatever they say they have is, you know, like, have you gone an entire month without your internet service going down or your cable service going down or whatever else? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, the really funny thing is going to be like when all that shuts down and all these people can't be rebooted. But again, too, that's part of the calling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I didn't actually get to hear what you were talking about earlier.
So, all right. So it says here, internet. What is Internet of Bodies? It says here, first gen devices you can wear and collect and transmit data using external sensors such as smartwatches. Second generation. These are internal devices, and these are devices you can ingest or have implanted to control and monitor various aspects of your health, such as digital pills and smart pacemakers. Then there's third generation. It says these are devices that completely merge with your body while maintaining a real-time connection to a remote machine, such as a brain-computer interface, BCI. External internal devices are already commonplace, but embedded devices, third generation, are the next frontier, with Elon Musk proclaiming at the latest Neuralink show and tell event that the first chip will be installed in a human by June 2023. Now is a prime time to consider the impact of such devices. Interesting. So you're saying they're going to use nanotech instead of the chip?
Yeah, like, I mean, if you're on your computer right now, just type in nanotechnology, blood-brain barrier. You're going to find a bunch of papers that are already published saying that they've already accomplished this, right? So the blood-brain barrier is what protects our brain from meningitis.
I think you talked about this before. Yeah, I remember you bringing this up before. Yeah, blood-brain barrier. Yeah, I feel like I think it was either you or no. It was either you or Tanai. I think
I brought it up before.
I think you brought it up, and then Tanai cross examined your work. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. So I mean, realistically, as long as you're paying attention to Elon Musk, and he's a fucking retard. He's a patsy. He's like, now I don't know. Have you ever seen the one video of him when he's announcing the Neuralink, and he's just like, "Oh, look at the monkey! Look at the monkey!" We're supposed to believe this fucking retard is actually the designer or behind this, other than
he's not.
Actually, he is the patsy for the MIC, like military industrial complex. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So, yeah, he's just, you know, just like Zuckerberg and all that. They just need someone who is going to make it look like it's a private corporation, not an SOE, state-owned enterprise.
Who made that statement? Was it Albert Pike that said, "I'll give them their leaders if they need a hero"?
So there's two different ways you're looking at it. So Albert says that when they need a savior, we will provide.
Right.
And then that cocksucker, thank God he's been dead for 100 years, Lenin. You know, that was last week on 21st, 100 years, fucking right.
Lenin said something similar too?
Yeah, he said the best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. Something to that effect.
Yep, here we go. The best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves, Lenin.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Yep.
Man, I told, that's the State and Revolution. I think I sent you too much shit, but I said you should take a look at it because I'll also send that to you again today.
What?
Separately. There's a presentation for you out in that one in State and Revolution, but I'll send it to you.
All right, send it to me.
But yeah, if you read Lenin there, he's definitely there's more to that character because he's allegedly leading all this stuff, but then he's writing like thousands and thousands of pages in the middle of a revolution. Like he had ghostwriters or something.
Who had ghostwriters?
Lenin did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Anyway.
Most of those leaders had ghostwriters.
Yeah, he's got a ton of shit that he wrote up. But anyways, Hotep and Build, and I'll send that to you in like 10 minutes. You'll see there's definitely a presentation for you of his work.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Hotep and Build. That one's Jonah. Did we talk to Mike yesterday? Or did I miss this one? I don't know. Wholesome white woman calling. Let's talk to a wholesome white woman. Joe Music, he says, Hotep, at some point I would like to hear your take on the constant attack on Eric July's company by the woke right. Yo, I didn't know. When I saw those attacks, I thought those were leftists. That's the woke right attacking him? And why? Why? Why are they mad at him again? I thought they hated Disney, and didn't Disney buy Marvel? And Marvel went woke with the comic books, and everybody who follows comic books, they don't like Marvel anymore. That's a story I'm somewhat familiar with.
Call from Hotep Wholesome White Woman.
Yo, what up, wholesome white woman?
Oh, hello. So the Neuralink, in my opinion, it hits me like, did you ever watch that CW TV show, The 100? It was like a young adult dystopian futuristic TV show. Okay, so basically we fuck Earth up, but before we did that, we have this super smart guy who creates this computer algorithm to save humanity. So the big plan is we send people out into outer space to live on a space station until Earth becomes inhabitable again. But in the algorithm saving us all, the guy who makes it, the people who come up with the company, they create what's called, well, it has a different name, but it's called the Flame, and it's a chip that goes into your brain, and you download your consciousness on it, and that's their hack for immortality. So essentially, if you just download your brain onto this SD card, your body could die. You just take this SD card, you put it in a young person, and then you get to start your life all over again with all your smarts.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's some
Yeah,
Black
it's wild.
Mirror shit right there.
Right, yeah. So, and this show is older, not super old, but it's within the last 15 years it came out. So that was one thing I wanted to mention. The other thing that I think enough people know about, but maybe we don't consider because when we look at somebody, we don't look at the whole picture of who they are. Elon comes from garbage, straight up garbage. Garbage people. The worst kind of garbage people. Did y'all know that his daddy married his stepdaughter and made babies with her? So, in my opinion...
His dad did what?
Yeah, Elon's father married Elon's stepsister. And they have kids together. Right? So, okay. But, so, in my opinion, and why I don't really shit on Elon that much, number one, I don't know the man, so who am I? But number two is I'm just thankful, so fucking thankful that something in that man said, I don't want to be like that. I want to be that variety of garbage. So if he wants to play Lex Luthor, bad guy villain, and do his Tony Stark shit, cool. Tell us about it. Bring us in on it. I like the open source code. I like the fact that you're not trying to hide too much. I understand secrecy. You got to make money. But of all the people to bring this forward, I'm thankful it's Elon.
You're thankful it's Elon?
I'm thankful it's Elon because of all the people that we know who are shitty, he's the one who chooses to not be shitty. Right? Like Hunter Biden chooses to be the shittiest type of Biden he could be. Who we got? Bush Jr. chooses to be the shitty version of Bush that he could be. All of our other politicians choose to be the worst parts of what it takes to be that person. Like you have to be driven. You have to be charismatic. You have to be convincing. You have to be able to relay a message to somebody in a way that they'll hear it. Right? Like those are all good things. Those are all positive things if they're used properly. So in my opinion, I just think Elon leans into the good side more, and more than anything, I think it's just a thought exercise. Like he has the money to do it and the will to see it through, so why not? I don't know.
We'll see.
And that's the thing is like we can only see how it goes. We're in a very weird part of like world history where we get to see this shit actually happening. I can only imagine what the speculation was about Nikola Tesla and his electricity. Can we imagine what people were saying about him back then? or anybody that has come up with anything over time, like Henry Ford and his automobile, all the shit that man caught, the Wright brothers, all the shit those
So you're
two
on
idiots
Elon's
caught.
side. So you're on Elon's side here.
I'm on the side of I would like to trust the bad guys. And if Elon's going to be painted as a bad guy, he's the kind of bad guy I can trust. I can trust Elon to be Elon just like I can trust Ye to be Ye.
Let's see how it works out for him.
Yeah. But all that to say, I ain't getting it. I'm good. And another thing is it just seems real cyclical to like some 3/5 shit.
You said what?
So I said it just seems like we're going to end up in a very cyclical spot where it's going to be like 3/5, like back when black people were supposed to only be 3/5 of a vote or 3/5 of a person.
Yeah.
If you don't have the Neuralink, you're just going to be 3/5. You don't get to be. You're just 3/5. Because we're a cyclical creature and we can't help ourselves.
Lord have mercy. Hey, I appreciate the call today, wholesome white woman.
Appreciate the show. Keep it up. I don't think you're too far off. I just think nobody else is saying anything because they don't want to get popped in the mouth or lose their check.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, appreciate you. Hotep and Bill.
All right. Hotep.
Metastep says she going on trial. Yeah, I know I don't argue with women, right? Y'all know my rule, man. I don't argue with women. I just let them talk, man. I try not to. Ohio Tep, go ahead, call in, man. Real quick, let's just get this out the way. Before I forget. Where is it? So Blue Star 1227 with the Dallas Cowboys star as his profile pic said, funny how Hot Step has never posted pictures of white soldiers killed in action. I don't know if he's talking about me or Uncle Hot Step. But prayers up to these soldiers, man, that lost their life in Biden's war. When was the last time we've had, a situation where, it was time to pray for some soldiers? I feel like it was SEAL Team 6. And we're talking about Specialist Kennedy LaDon Sanders, 24, Sergeant William Jerome Rivers, 46, and Specialist Brianna Alexandria Moffitt. And I got to be honest with you, the only reason why we posted this, I posted their names, can't speak for Uncle Hotep, is because, nobody else is really talking about it. Nobody else. It seemed like when people found out they were black, nobody was cared anymore. They were too afraid of being called DEI sympathist or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, my prayers goes out to the fam. Yes, I posted this because they were black and nobody was talking about it. And put some respect on their name. And I didn't want to do the whole opposite of this guy, right? Like the opposite of this guy would be, how come nobody's posting this? Because they're black. I didn't want to do that whole thing. Specifically on Twitter, I thought it was unfair, and but the reason why we posted it is because we didn't see it on the timeline, So instead of saying, "Hey, you guys aren't posting this," it's just like, I'll just go ahead and post this to make sure that somebody remembers these people or raise some awareness about the black people that have died for this country, et cetera, et cetera, and just a funny place where we are on the internet with the whole DEI situation, all the race baiting and race hustling and race grifting. Funny place that we're at now. And, the other week they're talking about DEI. They're talking about the lack of enrollment in the military. And here we have 3 black lives, and it was a big story for like a half a second, and then it just sort of, I guess, went away. Trump made a statement. Biden, well, they pulled Biden out of the basement and drugged him up, I guess, and he made a statement. But you know, I don't know about phone calls, these people's families, or I don't even know what the correct protocol is. You know, I don't know how the red whites operate when soldiers die. But what was the last time, like, Ohio Tep, what's up, man?
What up? What up?
What's good with him?
Shit. I forgot all about this thing. You know, I don't think nobody was thinking about the chip for real. At least I wasn't. When did he start working on that?
I don't know. A few years ago.
That was the first time I heard about it when like Strong Dad said, the first time I heard about it was on that Rogan podcast. I don't even think I knew who he was before that.
Who, Elon?
Yeah, I don't think
really?
I wasn't really paying much attention. Like, was he like big before that Joe Rogan podcast? Like, besides like Tesla?
No. I mean, it depends on what circles you floated in. I was in the startup world, so I had studied a lot of this stuff, like, you know, just company making. So he was, to me, he was the PayPal guy with Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
So
right.
It wasn't like, to me, it wasn't, and he was the Tesla guy, obviously, but to me, he wasn't like, you know, a huge celebrity like he is today. I think today he's a celebrity, but before it wasn't like he was a celebrity. It's more of just like a business mogul, I think. And if you were paying attention to business and startups, you would know who he was. But if you weren't, you probably didn't.
And I think that's I think part of that might be part of the reason he doesn't get as much of a pass, like Goldstein was saying, as like Trump. Because the thing about Trump is he was a reality star and everything. Like, he's a regular businessman.
Yeah.
But Elon was he's a businessman, but he was like in the tech industry. He's a techie.
Yeah.
So the people that kind of admire Elon or even knew about Elon, a lot of them looking at him from like, you know, even if it's just kids, you know, scientist guy, but then like they see like the weird stuff he's working on, and they're like, I don't know about that. But Trump is just, you know, he's just a politician. You basically love him or hate him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Elon is like, he's got a lot of people on the left that probably, they might not like what he's doing now with Twitter and everything, but they would probably tell you they'd get a Neuralink if it wasn't Elon making it. You know, the same shit they said about vaccines.
Yeah.
like people, we got a lot of materialists nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
The amount of atheists out here and everything, that's what they, that's essentially their eternal life. That quote you read earlier, it's true. You know, you can't go to heaven that way.
Yeah.
But they don't believe in it. So that's the closest they gonna get.
Yeah.
It's the nihilist society we in at this point. Like, I feel like like it'll be us that'll be kind of pushing back against this bit, like people like us, maybe more spiritual type people, more naturalist people.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like society is gonna embrace this stuff. Like, especially the way he's selling it, you know.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Curing the blind and everything. Like, I'm not even sure. I'm not particularly a Christian myself. I'm not even sure how that would necessarily line up. Like, I haven't heard too many conversations on the matter, you know. Like, would you cure a blind man's blindness if you could? You know, is that a good thing? You know, what are the trade-offs there? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that was the main way.
But again, you know,
right?
To me, you know, it's micro versus macro, right? So, what you just did, you went into the micro, and I'm talking about the macro, and in that case, everybody's having two different. No, exactly. You know, everybody's having two different conversations. It's like me versus Mo Facts. He's talking about the micro. I'm talking about the macro. So it's like everybody's talking past each other.
There's also that key, like the thing. I think because he is a businessman, right?
Yeah.
You know, the framing is that's how he's marketing it. You know, that's it's supposed to be like that's the product that he's selling. So a lot of people are only going to see the product, whereas the rest of us are looking at like, okay, well, what, like, is this a product that people need, right? Like the necessity. Like people can sell you something that they might want you to buy, but do you need it? Ultimately, is it good for you? You know, you can sell people soda pop, but at the end of the day, it ain't doing nothing. It ain't doing nothing good for them. Tastes good, but it ain't doing nothing good for it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know. I feel like that's all people are really gonna see for the most part. I mean,
yeah,
we gonna have to get people more in touch with their spirit, kind of like what we were talking about last week.
Ain't that the truth?
Have to wake up a little bit. You need to understand that.
Again, my thing isn't necessarily about those micro issues. My issue is, for years, I was in circles where watch out for the digital currency, watch out for the brain chip. Digital currency's here, silence.
Nobody talking about it.
Nobody talking about it. Like even after Vivek and Trump talk about it, nobody talks about it. Yeah, chip comes,
and they'll tell you.
Nobody talks about it.
They still trying to. It's like the op on the other side where they basically trying to tell people not to even worry about it. Like that's the other part you're dealing with. It's you not only got the people telling you it's not a big deal, it's not a concern at all. You got the people that will tell you it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so between all them voices, I mean, you basically got to have receipts for everybody, for certain people, especially if you don't want to have them like listen to what you're saying and not think, because you know the whole conspiracy theorist thing has become so mainstream that even people who you would probably think are conspiracy theorists themselves would still label another person a conspiracy theorist for believing in a particular thing or having a particular take on a particular thing, you know, even if you show them the receipts.
Yeah,
it's just, you know, people gotta like. I don't know. It's they more concerned with the grift. They're more concerned with the politicians.
That's what the grifter class is concerned about. The grift. They're worried about themselves. Yeah. But again, like I said,
it's not gonna make them, I guess, any
like,
money either. That's the thing. Yeah.
Like the thing is, you know, like I said, the CBDC is mentioned by their god. Trump, and then what happens? Fucking nobody says shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
because that's gonna lose them money at the end of the day, I think, right? You know, they like it's all fun and games until it starts hurting your paycheck. You know?
Yeah, yeah. But let me get to the next caller, bro.
Don't play around. Yeah, man.
All right, Hotep and Bill. Somebody just tried to call in. Whoever that was that tried to call in, go ahead, call in. Yeah, UAE did make their first transaction with China. Yeah, that did happen today or yesterday. Karen says it appears that CBDC is on the horizon. I have to ask whether the same rules will apply to the super rich. Say no to CBDC. But like I said, you know, it's just weird when for years we talked about the digital currency. Nobody says anything. We talk about the chip, and now it's just like nobody says anything. It's just awkward. It's not surprising. It's just awkward. Just very awkward. And then now it's like the question is no longer who's compromised. The question now is who's not compromised. Did Hotep Jesus cover Nancy Pelosi? We talked about it last night on Patreon. I don't even see why people are talking about that or why people care about what Nancy Pelosi said about China. I don't see the importance in talking about that. If you could tell me why it's important to cover that, maybe I'll cover it, but I don't understand why covering what Nancy Pelosi yelled to a bunch of protesters is pertinent or important. It's kind of over my head why that's important. Joe Music, he said he got successful too fast. They don't think he deserved it. At first it was the left, then the woke right took over. See his tweets from yesterday. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you invest in a startup, a tech startup. You can become a billionaire overnight, right? That's the beauty of tech startups. That's why we started menofwater.com.
Call from
James.
James, what up, man? What you got for us today?
What up, James? What's going on, man?
What's good with him?
I mean, chilling, man. I mean, I'm always chiming in, always listening through the background.
Appreciate you.
I mean, just to speak on this whole chip thing, man. I mean, we can go back years ago. I remember reading articles of workers. I think it was in Wisconsin or Sweden, and they were implanting chips in their forearms as
yes,
right. So
yes.
The thing that we need to understand, I think, is people in this civilization, is that everything's already done, right?
Right.
The problem is, when are we going to stop, effing around and say, okay, this is actually a real threat, right? There are times I think a lot of Americans and worldwide don't understand the presence of what a threat is, right? So, for example, you see what I'm saying? So, like,
they don't understand the gravity of the matter.
Exactly, right? So when you have the CIA or Secret Service, right, or a special group of individuals that are in front of the president, right, they're surveilling everything in every corner as furthest way as possible, right?
Right.
And this is where I think a lot of us need to take that same approach, because this docile behavior is really putting us in a position of being preyed on heavily.
Yes.
And you see it, because now it's funny when I saw the post, obviously, on social media, Elon with successful, implant. Mind you, there's a gentleman, I think he was on 60 Minutes, Indian fellow, who had the whole joint wrapped around his ear, had it hooked to his brain, and I remember the interview was like, how many miles are we away from India? And he just paused for a second and boom. You know what I'm saying? So they've been illustrating this, but it's in different channels where it's not entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the stuff that people are so accustomed to, like, the halftime show or you know what I'm saying, going up and down the court or the Super Bowl. That's not that's the fallacy, like, you know what I'm saying, like the Romans do, right?
Right. Bread and circus.
Yes, you have to keep this circus going, and people need to stop watching that circus, man, because the amount of acceleration that these individuals from the WIF program and other organizations, the John Birch Society, so on and so forth, they're putting their foot on the gas pedal, and they say, fuck the brakes. Because they know you're not going to jump out the car to save your life. You're not going to grab that steering wheel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I hope a lot of people are taking this much more serious, because I've always said Elon to me is Jekyll and Hyde. Right? Smiles, says a good game, but then look at the stuff that he's doing now.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely believe in pro-life and Mars, but then, okay, then why do you need to tap into my brain? Like, what is this, a medical experiment? Is this the new Dr. Frankenstein?
Right. That's what Drudge Report called it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this what, this is what we see in movies where we're experimenting? Like, is this what, let's be honest here, is this the way of creating new cyborgs?
Right. That's what I thought.
You know what I'm saying? And again, they've already told you, right? The digital, and Trump's like, oh, I'll never let it happen, man. I mean, brother, you let the what's that new tax legislation where everyone who has a business has to be fully transparent?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Corporate Transparency Act, I think it is.
Yeah.
right? So,
I forget the name, but I know what you're talking about. Came along with the IRS
right?
agents, yeah.
Yeah, with the IRS, right? So now, but let me give you all a fun fact. They've been doing that in New York after 9/11. So a lot of people, you know, have family members who work in high-level finance. After 9/11, when they had, mind you, when you in New York City, there was a lot of dirty money being shuffled around. After 9/11 popped off, they cracked down on everything. Who's this? Who's that? What individuals own this property? And come to find out, there were a lot of Russian oligarchs that had a huge amount of property in New York and Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
Right? So now, all these years have gone by, and now they're like, yo, fuck all that. We need to know everybody now. Why? So that tells me that the, anonymity that we are taught in education system and through business, that, oh, you should have this to protect yourself. That doesn't exist for the masses anymore.
Right.
It was always designed to, in my opinion, to extract, as you see, right, the widening gap between rich and poor. It's to extract so much more, right, to the point where we don't even need to have anonymity because we have all the control.
Right.
Right? So I hope people can really, I'm not even going to say wake up, because if you ain't woken up now, I don't know what to tell you. You got Hotep, you got Alex Jones, you got Twitter, you got all this information in front of you. I mean, shit, 1984 told you.
Yep.
And they, trust me, they're going to scrub that book off.
Yeah.
Which they are doing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it's going to take for the human race to just basically, you know what I'm saying, become your own COVID lockdown. And then just really say to yourself, like, hey, man, this is about to get real sticky.
Yeah.
And it's, you see what I'm saying?
We're definitely in a preparation phase.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a part of the preparation phase that I hope is that when you see this purposeful demolition, that you don't just start saying it's that person or this person. You really need to ask yourself why all of a sudden now. Because, you know, we still early in 2024. We don't even know what's coming down these next couple of months. But we do know it's going to be chaotic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
On that note, I hope people are, you know what I'm saying, really preparing. I posted in our, amazing chat. There was a Harvard study about housing. And now they're saying that people are spending 50% of their income for housing.
Damn, that means you're not qualified for a mortgage.
Well, think about it, man. Just even if you remove the mortgage, that means, you know how what they say, you'll own nothing, be happy?
Yeah.
The whole concept?
Yeah.
That is the purpose of it, to basically make you force a decision on, do I want a particular lifestyle or no lifestyle at all?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I told one of my cousins the other night, I said, it seems like they don't want a permanent underclass. They want a permanent underworld. That's what they really want. They want, just like you see in Los Angeles, people living like, 20 feet under the ground.
Yeah.
That's what they really want.
Right.
That's what they and they're not telling you that. But the way things are purposely being done, high interest rates all of a sudden. Oh, we can't afford this. We just spend money and just blah, 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 blah. And just tell you don't have to fit the tab. While the others are like Nancy Pelosi comes up on 500 bands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope people really understand, man, if you are not mentally ready to see what that underworld is, because it ain't third world. It is chaos, like Mad Max.
Yeah.
I pray that y'all really, 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 again, have your own COVID lockdown and go through your own process. Like, yo, how do I prepare? And just spread the word and have people really have these serious talks.
Absolutely. When you talked about half your income going in your household, the reason why I brought up mortgages is because if you want to qualify for a prime mortgage, you're looking at a 30% debt to income ratio. 50% is usually the cutoff for a subprime mortgage, right? And the reason why I brought up mortgages is not because mortgages is the issue. It's just the fact that the reason why you don't qualify for a mortgage is because if you spend half of your income on your household, you're basically broke at the end of the month.
Yeah. And think about it too, right? Like, they're finding other ways to punish you. High energy costs, high food costs, high taxes, right?
Yeah.
A perfect example was like when all these, when COVID popped off, everybody shot to Texas. And Texas, man, I'm hearing property taxes almost 20 bands.
Mm.
And you have to pay it in Texas.
Damn.
It ain't like they, you know what I'm saying? Like, because in Texas, they will seize that bad boy.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but just think about it, right? Just how they basically shoveled the chessboard in so many different areas where you thought you had checkmate, but you really didn't.
Yeah, you were being checkmated.
You were being checkmated, right? Yeah. And then the fact that what's next? Okay, is this going to be the new lifestyle? Because now you see what's happening. The scammers are coming out, right? the tax revenues are being destroyed, right? Because they can't get it what they used to custom. Like, you going into the city, you buying a little shop here, you doing this, you providing services to your community. No, it's too violent now because we have policies that say, no, it's okay, you can steal $1,000.
Right. Get
out the next day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
trying to create that underworld like you were talking about before.
Yeah, like I said, this is going to be Gotham.
Gotham.
Period. We just don't know who the Joker is yet. But we will find out.
He said this will be Gotham. We just don't know who the Joker is yet. I think he's on y'all screen. His name is Elon Musk.
You know what I'm saying? But again, man, that's all I had to say. You know me, I'm always
appreciate that.
Analyzing from a distance to just, and I hope and pray people not only pay attention to you, but really take this matter serious, because to have these conversations and let it go to one ear out the other, I'm telling you, you are putting yourself in harm's way.
Mm.
But thanks again, my G.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
Always.
Let's get White Mike in here. Udobie, thank you. What is this one here? Is this 1 year anniversary? It's your 1 year anniversary. Salute. That call a snap. Yeah, he was spitting that fire. Dr. Feels good. You know that brother Hotep for real. Shout out to the Hoteps, all the Hoteps tuning in from across the globe. Appreciate you. Real recognize real. They put remote cutoff switches in cars. Yeah. After they got a couple of celebrities to equip it and put it in Da Vinci packaging, they'll eat it up. Yeah.
Call from
the Great White Hope.
White Mike, what up, man?
Hey, happy afternoon. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How you, bro?
Man, I'm doing good. Just grinding it out. We busy, but that's a blessing, man. That's a real blessing. But absolutely. I'm an hour late to everything right now. You know?
Yeah, all good.
I know you feel that.
What you got for us today?
Man, a couple quick things, man. One, I wanted to say something that was interesting that just never got brought up was, this big, cheering of Alex getting replatformed, talking about the topic today, right? Yeah. And he got replatformed on Twitter, and everybody was like, and he went hard on Twitter. I mean, to the point of I had to turn off my Alex Jones notifications, right? Because, I mean, the man is hard on Twitter.
Yeah.
However, he was never banned from Rumble. Never.
Right.
He could have built a whole thing on Rumble and brought millions of people over, right?
Yeah.
So I know we talk about buying your silence for money. What about buying your silence for cred? Because, see, there's no Elon Musk over on Rumble. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, that is a part of what I was saying is, cred, yeah, like you said, cred could be under that umbrella, being bought.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I know a lot of people that'll give a lot of things to be a part of a club. They want to be in this specific club, and that's the whole point of that exclusivity. They get you to do shit you normally wouldn't do so you can be in their club.
Yeah.
And, so I love Alex, but, man, I just wonder, why did he not take Rumble? Because he could have built that platform. You know what I mean? And they'd have put a lot of money into his stuff.
I think that was personal, man.
Okay.
Yeah. In some ways, Rumble might be a competitor.
The InfoWars?
Yeah, in some ways it could be a competitor. Also, you got to ask yourself, when they created Rumble, why wasn't Alex Jones included in that conversation? You got to ask yourself, who are some of the people on the board? Who are some people that run that company that could have personal beef with Alex Jones? I think it's something that is way above our pay grade why Alex Jones didn't integrate with Rumble more. I think the people at Rumble probably didn't want him. Because that would have been a no-brainer, right? Like, they went everywhere, signed everybody, but you didn't sign Alex Jones.
Yeah, they might have thought he was too, radioactive at the time, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They thought he was too radioactive, and they didn't want to take that chance. And it's just like, well, how are you going to be purveyors of free speech if you scared? You can't.
Well, and that's fair, but by the other token, they did not ever ban any Alex. I mean, there's 47 Alex Jones style channels on Rumble as we speak.
Right.
So he could have been like, okay, you may not want to work with me, but you're not going to be able to deny me. Well,
Right.
you need our listeners and followers so we can sell advertising. I'm going to bring so much of that to you. It's going to be stupid for you not to invest and boost my signal.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't need to do anything but be Alex Jones on your platform, and the rest works itself out.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that was just something I was wondering, because I feel like he missed a real opportunity there. And I remember, I think he was on a Timcast. They were like, "You're not banned from Rumble," and he's like, "Am I not?" But I didn't know if that was one of those. You know what I mean? That's what you say. If you don't
Lawrence
want to,
said they would have taken down Rumble in that lawsuit. Yeah, Alex is just doing fine in his lane. Yeah, also, he was in the middle of that lawsuit. Robert said Rumble is Dave Rubin's baby. Yeah, also true. And that's, like I said, that's those people in the boardrooms, those people who are on the cap table. Dave Rubin is a liberal, so, yeah.
Yeah. I say Dave Rubin bought Rumble like he bought a baby? That's weird.
No. Well, what happened was he started Locals, and then I forget who started Rumble, and then they decided to shake hands and become one company. Yeah, and I'm not holding down the Rumble values. It's just a better platform than YouTube currently. You know what I mean? So who knows? In some ways, yeah, where it's going to go. As far as functionality, technicality, no. Right. As far as being able to really get a message out there that's uncensored or less censored. Yeah, it's definitely better. Yeah, they got to work on their search engine too. But like you said, the functionality is just not there yet. But you can't build YouTube overnight. YouTube wasn't built in a day. That's true. That's very true. And then it's all that CIA money really helps. So, but anyway, right. When the Fed is, hooking your company up to the tune of, $100 million a year. Yeah. So, anyway, long story short. How are we doing on the Grifties tickets? Man, we are doing well. I have a meeting this afternoon with Mike. I normally have a Monday or Tuesday afternoon meeting with him, which would be about an hour. Okay. And I will have an update. Like I said, we're low on tickets now. And then in addition to that, we officially got DJ Protocol locked in as the Grifties DJ. Yep. Excited about that. Yeah. And, man, excited about that. Then we have Lila Hart on board. And she's helping us write, and she's come through with some fire. So, Alex is pumped that Lila is on board as well. So it's going to be a big old party, man. And then we got a couple surprises. You know what I mean? We've got a reception, the Hotep reception on Friday night. Yeah. So if you're coming in on Friday night, don't make other plans. Plan to hang out with the Hoteps. We're going to be dropping all that info hopefully tomorrow, Thursday at the latest. We're just waiting on those, website guys to get that stuff up. It's going to be great. And then we got a big surprise for after the Grifties, but just stay tuned. I don't know if we want to drop that yet. That's
You're going to tell us. Yes.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
hold on to that.
we're extremely excited. I want to send a big shout out to Hotep T-Rex. That is a 10 toes down man. Appreciate everything he does. Yeah, man, we're so excited. Everything is falling into place. It's funny because it's like anything else, man, where you're trying to holler at people and get back to them, and as soon as you say, hey, the doors are closed, we're moving forward. We've got more than enough, and this is awesome, and we got to move. People start banging on the door. They're like, wait, we want it in. It's like, bro, we closed that door. So it's a blessing, man. It's awesome. I'm just excited. I'm fanboying a little bit and just really happy to be a part of it.
Was Anomaly the person trying to knock on the door?
He was one of them. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I figured that.
I'm not trying to call names, dog. You know how
I know.
We ain't trying to do Cat Williams up in here. You just call all the names out,
Yeah, I know. I just had a feeling it was him. He would do some shit like that.
Yeah, he was, he was one of the ones that was, I'm in, and, let's arrange everything. As you know, behind the scenes, breaking kayfabe, if somebody's coming to something, for everybody listening, you have to set that up, right? Yeah. And, make sure they're here safely and all of that. And he was in, and then he wasn't. So,
right. And then he wanted back in.
Yeah, and then he calls like, "Hey guys," and it's like, "Yeah, sorry, man. Like, if you give me a hard no, I'm moving on. The book is closed." So, yeah. So,
all right. Appreciate you, man.
God bless you, man. So, and God bless you. And Hotep is for the children. Hotep and Build. I will see y'all at the Grifties.
See
God
you
bless.
At the Grifties, bro. Anomaly, nigga. What's wrong with that kid, yo? I be trying to figure out what's wrong with Anomaly, yo. Let me see if I can pull this up. Did he delete the tweet? He might have deleted it. Let me see. He might have deleted the tweet. Anomaly tagged me in a tweet, and he said he wanted to present. He said, "Yo, can I present?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like the first person on our list of presenters. And then there was some complications with his accommodations. He wanted us to take care of his accommodations, and I was like, "We'll do that. I like Anomaly. He's cool." And then, well, you heard the rest of the story with Fresh Mike. Anyway, there's a special guest coming that I can't name, that aren't on the flyer, so I can't sell them to you, but it's going to be a fucking party. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing, like with Anomaly, like trying to get in back now, like people are talking behind the scenes. They're like, yo, the Hoteps are throwing an event. They've got controversial people there like Chrissy Mayer and Alex Stein. And a bunch of other people are whispering, talking about, I'm going to show up. Like, when niggas throw a party and white folk is invited, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be epic. I'm not going to say it's going to be talked about. The Grifties, remember I said this. People are going to act like the Grifties never happened. But behind the scenes, on the phones and the texts, everybody's going to be talking about the Grifties. But online, we're the DEI hire, so we can't be talked about. Oh, yeah, Lauren. Yeah. I just don't know. So, yeah, like I said, we got a bunch of special guests. I can't name some who haven't confirmed, some who are just coming to be in the audience. Look out, VIP tickets coming soon for Sam Tripoli's show. We're going to do VIP tickets for Sam Tripoli's show the night before. So we're going to hang out the night before, do something special for that show. Then the next day, we'll probably do like a little meet and greet at the hotel and hang out and shit. Probably have some drinks at the bar or whatever. And then get set up for the Grifties, man, and fucking rock out. He said you don't have to sell us on it. Real Hotep's already got tickets. Yeah. You're right. I don't have to sell you on it. I'm not, I don't even want to, sell people on it. I just want to make sure that Hotep's been told you.
Hotep, you're a genius.
HotepJesus.com. Don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't tell you how crazy this shit about to be. And I'm not saying this shit about to be crazy to sell y'all. I'm saying it because I'm literally getting chills because I know how crazy this can get. Okay? If you've been to HotepCon, you know how much fun we have. So imagine HotepCon with a bunch of other influencers. It's never happened before. And Hoteps plus influencers plus party plus stage plus grifties plus award show, special guests. You know what let me know this was going to be crazy was when Mike told me who was showing up to be in the audience. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Respect. Respect. So it's going to get crazy. It's going to be crazy. Get your tickets, grifties.com. Yeah. Tim Cass, no. Tim Pool has not confirmed to be there. I'll tell you right now, Tim Pool, I sent an email out to his people. Tim Pool did a episode a little while back and said he wanted to sponsor an award show. People mentioned the Grifties, and then we got into talks, but he didn't want to do it because the budget was too high. This year we slashed the budget, but they didn't respond. So Tim Cass will not be a part of it. However, we have Shane Cashman and Phil, all that remains coming. So yeah, it's gonna be dope. No, Diddy will not be there. No, it's not Diddy. No, it's not Jamil Hill. Stop it. But we'd love to have Beanie Man there. We'd love to have Tim Pool there. That would be dope. But no, it's not Tim Pool. No diss to Tim Pool, but somebody cooler than Tim Pool. You know what I'm saying? Somebody way cooler. Ye? No, not Ye. Not Ye. If it was Ye, shit. Could you imagine if Ye showed up? That would be wild. Anyway, I'm out of here. I got to go to the gym. 2 a days is going to kill me, but I'm taking my shirt off at the Grifties. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Tim ain't coming up off that cash. Let me make sure I ain't forget nobody, because sometimes I forget. Gutfeld, I can neither confirm nor deny. It's a good guess, though. It's a really good guess. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow for Grift Report. Be well, be merry. Tell somebody in your family you love them. Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand? You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.